Hey everybody, how are you doing? We're just waiting for Facebook to come on live here in a second. Stream keys. We should be good to go. Oh, Facebook's on. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go live, shall we? Here we go. We're waiting for Facebook to come online. Sorry about that drop there. Facebook, where you at? There you are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy almost bedtime if you're already in bed. I'm running a little bit late, but thankfully I have an angel looking out for me and reminding me that to do videos today. And I completely forgot. I was caught up in watching House. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get started. So now we're still reading The Shark and the Goldfish. Instead, we're on part two. And the part one we left off on was Embrace. Where is it? Hold on, let me find it. There we go. Embrace and ride the wave of change. And those are the two. The fish and the goldfish swimming off. So here we go. So, is it easy being a shark? Gordy asked. It is if you know how to think and act, answered Sammy as they swam around the big coral reef. Every day you have to choose whether you're going to be a shark or a goldfish, whether you're going to wait to be fed, or whether you're going to be where you can go out and find food. Each day you make a choice with your beliefs, thoughts, and actions. The choice is yours. What do you want to be, a shark or a goldfish? Well, since I'm starving and I won't make it here in the ocean as a goldfish, I better become a shark. Good, Sammy said. I'm glad you said that. It's much, it's such an important principle that I'm going to write it in this coral reef here with one of my shark's teeth. That way, if you forget the lessons or if you just need a reminder, you can always come back to this place. People always wonder why there are so many shark's teeth on the beach. Well, now you know. It's because we love writing messages on the rocks in the ocean. It's a good thing our teeth grow back, or else we wouldn't be able to write or eat. Sammy wrote in the coral reef, shark or goldfish. It's your choice. And it looked like this. Look at that. That's amazing. With this shark tooth, that's brilliant. Okay. Okay, I'm a shark now, said Gordy. Now what do I do? Now you find food, said Sammy. That's what we do. We swim and we look for food, preferably seafood. It's the healthy way to live and good for the heart. But how? Said Gordy. Whose decision to be a shark was quickly replaced by fear? Whose decision to be a shark was quickly replaced by fear and doubt? I've never had to find food before. I've always been fed. Let's face it, I'm not a shark. I'm a goldfish. And I might as well give up now. I'm a realist and accept my fate. I believe the wave brought me into the ocean was the end for me. Not so fast, Sammy said. Goldfish may give up, but sharks don't. Don't throw in the towel just yet. Sure, a big wave brought you into the ocean, but it doesn't have to be your demise. And in fact, it could be a gift if you listen to old Sammy here. Sure, bad things happen. The world is not always a pleasant place. At times, it seems like you are at the whim of the waves of change in your life. Waves hit. They knock you down and throw you off balance. But I have a little secret that you need to know. It's a secret that highly successful sharks are fully aware of. It's so important, I'm going to write it down for you. Are you joking? Asked Gordy. After all, I'm a goldfish in an ocean with a shark who could make me his afternoon snack anytime he wants. What can I possibly control? Oh, great question, my little appetizer. I mean, friend, Sammy said jokingly. As a goldfish, you are right. There is little within your control. You swim around in your safe little world, waiting to be fed. You read your human's newspaper through the fishbowl while they read it. You listen to the music they listen to and twirl around when they come to say hello to you. There's not much you control, but remember, you are no longer a goldfish, and you're no longer in your fishbowl. You're in the ocean, and you are on your way to becoming a nice shark like me. And this means you don't have to see yourself as a victim of circumstance. Let me read that again. This means that you don't have to see yourself as a victim of circumstance. You don't have to believe that you are at the whim of the ocean or negative events. Rather, as a shark in training, you believe you can influence your situation and outcome by your positive thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Yes, it is true that you can't control the events in your life. You can't control the fact that you were hit by a hard wave of change. You can't control the fact that you were laid off because of coronavirus. You can't control the fact that you don't know where your next dollar is going to come from. You can't control the fact that your bank account's running down. You can't control the fact that free food has dried up. You can't control the actions of others. But you can control your positive thoughts, your positive response to these events and challenges, and in return, this will determine the outcome. This principle is summed up by the positive shark formula. Events, E, plus positive response, P, equals outcome. Does everybody know this formula, Gordy asked. Unfortunately, they don't, asked Sammy. Too many fish allow waves of life to crush them. Instead, they must learn how to ride them. The fact is, bad events happen to everyone. Everyone is tested in the ocean. Life is going to deal everyone waves of adversity and change. But what matters most is how you respond. For example, did you know that there is a study conducted of the most successful and fulfilled sharks in the ocean? The researchers were surprised to learn that these highly successful sharks all had bad things happen to them, just like all the other fish in the ocean. But the successful ones did something different. What's that? Asked Gordy very curiously. They all used the bad event and turned it into good. They all used the bad event and turned it into good. While they were in the midst of their challenge, they looked for an opportunity. Let me say that again. While they were in the midst of their challenge, they looked for an opportunity. Let me say that one more time. While they were in the midst of their challenge, they looked for an opportunity. As a result, I love that line. As a result, they turned their misfortune into fortune. It is proof that the positive shark formula works. It's all about perspective, isn't it? Asked Gordy, who is starting to understand the power of the shark's teaching. Yes, it is, Sammy answered, who was glad Gordy hadn't given up yet. Everyone will experience waves of change throughout their life. Some waves will be small and others will be so powerful that they turn your world upside down. But regardless of the size of the wave, the key is how you face it. You can make a wave of change. You can make a wave of change your enemy by resisting it, which is like trying to swim against it. Or you can embrace the change, make it your friend, learn from it, and ride the wave. It was such an important principle, he wrote it down on coral. To thrive, you must embrace the ride. There we go. To thrive, you must embrace the ride. And you must embrace and ride the wave of change. Like I said, guys, I'm not the best reader, but I'm going to get better. So thank you for being with me. But how do I embrace the wave of change? Gordy asked. You trust that adversity is not the end, but the beginning of something better and greater, Sammy answered. You tell yourself a positive story. Instead of defining your life as a horror story, you define it as an inspirational tale. And instead of seeing yourself as a victim, you assume the role of a fighter or an overcomer. You believe everything happens for a reason. And in the midst of your challenge, like the one you're facing now, you ask the right questions. You ask, what can I learn from this experience? How can I grow wiser and stronger and better because of it? What opportunities does it present? What do I want? What positive actions do I need to take? But what if you don't know the answer to these questions right now? Asked Gordy. No problem, said Sammy. Knowing the answers is not important right now. The key is to keep these questions in the back of your mind and seek the answers. The key is to keep these questions in the back of your mind and seek these answers. Trust that the answers will be revealed to you as you embrace change, as something that will lead to good in the future. You know, there is a myth, Sammy continued, that most of us embark on a quest to find our destiny, but rather it is through challenges and change that our destiny finds us. It is during the times that we slow down, press the pause button of life. Slow down, press the pause button of life, even if forced. He didn't say it had to be our turn. You know what? Let me keep going. It is during the times that we slow down, press the pause button of life, and ask the important questions I just shared with you. It's almost as if the wave of change gives us an opportunity of starting over, Gordy said. Let me read that again. It's almost as if the wave of change gives us an opportunity to start over. Yes, indeed, Sammy replied. It's as if the wave of change washed everything away, and now you get a fresh start and an opportunity to decide what you really, really want. You ask the most important questions, and this leads to life's changing answers, actions, and positive change. I get it, shouted Gordy, who was so excited he swam in circles around the shark. It's all starting to make sense. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to be a victim. I'm ready to find some food. I'm ready to start fresh. I'm excited that you're excited, said Sammy. Now I'm going to eat you. The end. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. All right. I'm excited that you're excited, Sammy said. You are indeed ready to go find some food. Unfortunately, I can't go with you today. I have some errands to do. Got a family to take care of, you know. So why don't you take some time for yourself, utilize the principles we discussed, and I'll meet you back here tomorrow, okay? Sounds great, said Gordy, who did a few twirls in the water, shouted, I'll see you tomorrow, and raced off to search for food and a positive future. Along the way, he picked up a shark's tooth and put it in his mouth and wrote little notes on rocks to himself related to what he had just learned from Sammy. He wrote, adversity is not the end, but the beginning of something better. If you think your best days are behind you, they are. That's a huge one, ladies and gentlemen. We're just getting started with this. And with the thing I don't talk about. Yeah. And if you think your best days are ahead of you, they are. I accept the fresh start I've been given. Ride the wave of change. And I'll show you these last ones, and that's all for today. So here are the last pictures here. Can you see them? There you go. If you believe your best days are behind you, they are. If you think your best days are ahead of you, they are. Let's go this way. Move this here. Adversity is not the end, but the beginning of something better. All right, let's get here. I accept the fresh start I've been given and ride the waves of change. And that leads us to tomorrow's is going to be stay positive, and I like that. But before we get off here, I want to read something to you that I kind of got out of this because this is pretty great. Those questions that they asked was huge. Those 5 questions, and I want to read them again to you, and I'll talk about the 2 that are really most important to me. What can I learn from this experience is a pretty big one. How can I grow wiser, stronger, and better because of it? But my favorite one is, what opportunities does this present? Ladies and gentlemen, we often forget that when it does happen and adversity does happen, that it presents us with opportunities. But sometimes we're so focused on what's going wrong, we don't see what's about to happen, all the greatness that's about to come to us, all the promise that's on its way. And we lose that in the shuffle because we get scared and the fear starts kicking in, just like he's talking here. And the doubt and the worry starts kicking in. And the last thing you're worrying about or looking at is trying to survive. Trying to thrive when instead you're learning to survive or trying to survive. Ladies and gentlemen, there have been many fortunes made in opportunity situations where other people have looked down on it, gotten scared and gotten frightened when other people stepped up and stepped forward. Now, the other questions are, what do I want? Which is the big question you need to ask yourself. But the biggest one is, what positive actions do I need to take? Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to ask yourself questions. And like I said, that first question is big. What opportunities does it present? Because you need to start examining what's around you and what's possible. But the biggest deal is, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how much you think. If you take no action, nothing gets done. And so asking yourself what positive actions need to be taken is like asking yourself, how do I drive? It's like getting your GPS out on your phone, finding out the direction to get to the place and never leaving the house. If you don't take that step forward, you go nowhere. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you today. This is an amazing book. I hope you're getting something from it. I'm actually going to go back and read. I haven't decided yet. Either I'm going to start highlighting while I'm reading to you, because I haven't never read this before. Either I'm going to highlight while I'm reading to you, or I'm going to stop the tape and pause it and go back and read it again. But this is really big, and I hope you're getting something from this, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you get a chance to decide right now which one you want to be, a shark or a goldfish. You have a choice. And no, it's not going to be easy. But if the wave of change doesn't care if it's going to hit you, nor you can stop the wave of change, instead of being scared of the wave or being scared of where the wave puts you, like today's video, whenever I did my motivational mix at the Beta Project, you're not lost. God knows exactly where you are. You're not lost. Instead, find out where you are and make success out of that, because maybe you got knocked somewhere else that you're supposed to be, but you're so scared of being where you're supposed to be that you forget that that's where you're supposed to be. And you're saying, well, I want to go back to my old life. It's okay if you want to go back to your old life, but the success that you're looking for is going to take something new out of you. And that's all I have. So ladies and gentlemen, let me read these to you one more time as you go to bed. Adversity is not the end, but the beginning of something better. If you think your best days are behind you, they are. If you think your best days are ahead of you, they are. I accept the fresh start I've been given and ride the wave of change. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you believe that your best days are on their way. And as you're going through this time, you realize that you're getting a fresh start and you're utilizing that to invest in your family. And like you said, slow down. It's okay to slow down and press the pause button and watch and see what happens. And also the other ones are to thrive, you must embrace and ride the wave of change. And also, events plus positive response equals outcome. And last but not least, you have more control than you think you do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you to my little guardian angel. I appreciate you for reminding me to get up here and read. And I'm going to set an alarm on my phone so I can start doing this every night. But everybody, have a great night's sleep, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless.